everyone, it's Meridy. I am back again today with our 5th process video using the Woodland Explorer kits. And I'm going to start out today with a picture of my son. It's just a 3x4 picture. It's just him with his new haircut. And I pulled a couple little tabs and a couple little labels. Love this so much. Just random little things from the embellishment, or from the ephemera and die cuts and whatnot. So that's what I want to use today. And then I've of course got my little caddy here. I'll link it in the description of this video, that holds all my kit supplies so nicely. So that's right here, right off to the side of my desk. I pulled out my stamp because I really want to use this one. I pulled out this stamp because I've been dying to use it more. I didn't want to like overdo it and kill you guys by using this over and over and over again, but yeah, I'm gonna, whoop, I'm ready to use it again today. It's the 49 and Market awesome one that I love. Okay, and then I have this piece of paper left over, this piece of paper left over. I probably won't use this one today. I think I'm gonna use this one though. And then if you remember, I got a piece of red cardstock out of my stash a few days ago and I gutted it before I used it, and I am going to use the frame part of it today. So I'm gonna start by cutting a white piece of cardstock down to 11.5 inches by 11.5 inches. And I'm just gonna go ahead and mat it right to this red paper. I'm just gonna adhere it there right now. And then I will be right back. Okay, so I've got that, and I think I do want to put this paper across the bottom half, and I think I'm going to put my picture in this area, and I think I'm going to use these stamps to go over it. So I'm going to cut about 5 inches of this paper off, I think. Yeah, that looks good. 5 inches, and then of course I've got to cut about 11.5 inches wide because it will go just like that. Okay, I'm not going to adhere it down quite yet because I want to make sure, you know, that I'm not putting my stamping and stuff under it. And I have a bunch of scraps here, including this blue scrap, that I think I might mat my picture on. I think it looks nice. So I'm gonna mat the picture first on white paper, then on that blue paper, because I want it to really pop. So I'll get a piece of white, and then I'll mat it on the blue. So I'll be right back after I get this photo matted. Okay guys, so I've got my picture matted, but I kind of want to give this a little bit, I don't want it just plain. I want to give it a few layers. I'm gonna pull out some of my scraps in here and kind of see if I can wedge them underneath. I'm just doing this like really loosely right now, so I can just see if it's gonna look okay, and then I'll really arrange them later when I go to adhere everything down. So and I think I would like to use some of these branding strips more than the other stuff. Okay, and then I do have these two guys that I can also like kind of just layer under my picture. To kind of just build it up a little bit, since it is just one picture on this page. You know, I can add a lot of layering behind it. Doesn't matter if it takes up a ton of space on the page. Oh, that's cute. It's just the branding strip that says that's my boy. But I will keep that. I'm not even sure if I like that color in there. I wonder if this would look nice going across the background, almost like a border. Maybe this one too. So I'll cut those both. I guess I didn't need to cut this one, it was already long enough. Okay, something to that effect. Got a few more scraps here in case I need them. Let's see what else I've got in the ephemera pack. Just a little note. I don't really need the Pooh's Balloon Company to show, but I could flip it upside down. That kind of looks nice and gives it another little layer. I don't care for the green. And that's too much hidden. I don't need that. Okay, I think that I have got a nice little, oh dear, I lost this color. A nice little variety of things behind here. I think before I do anything else, I'm gonna kind of adhere this picture all together on those pieces of paper so I don't have to worry about forgetting what goes where, because I won't be able to get this back in the same look again. I already know myself. So I will just get these adhered down right like I have them, and we'll be right back. And then from here, I am going to adhere these couple scraps to the top of this piece. So it just has somewhere, so these aren't just flying apart every time I lift it up. So I'm gonna get that adhered, and then I'll come in and add these. Alrighty guys, so this is how it's looking so far. And I don't even want to worry about my embellishments yet. I want to come in and add my background stamps first. So we'll worry about embellishments in a little bit. And I've got my little stamp chamois here from Lawn Fawn. We carry these in the store now too, because I was needing to clean off my stamps, especially now that we're going to be carrying stamps, more stamps again. We decided to start carrying these in the store. They just work good to clean your stamps off. So I am going to pick some splatters and work with those first. And I think I'm going to use iced spruce, wild honey, and stormy sky on this. And I'm just gonna start I think I want more of my design. I'm just going to start right here, and I'm going to start with iced spruce. And I see kind of where I need it. And I'm just going to line up my stamp and start it. I didn't ink up the whole stamp because it's going to get covered right there. And then this is why I've got the chamois, okay, to just wipe it off in between colors, because I'm going to do that one in a couple colors. And then and then I'll do one in the stormy sky color. Okay, and enough of this stamp. And then, here, I'm gonna flip these over and just make it a little easier on myself. I am gonna get this text, it's like cursive text writing next. And I'm just gonna really easily stamp these like in a big circle because that's what I think will work. Like just a big sunburst. Okay, and I'm not gonna do every image in every color because I don't want it to look like a pattern. I want it to look very random. So next, I think I'm gonna use this dark thick splatter. I'm gonna come in right here. Now, my question is do I need more colors than just these 3 colors? I don't think I need more colors, but I definitely think I could add in some aged mahogany to bring out some of the red. So I'm going to grab the aged mahogany ink pad as well. And you can't see some of these, like they're very, I'm going to try to make some of these a little more visible. Oh, good. I like that. We'll do this one. We'll do aged mahogany again. I'm not too worried about how perfectly these are lining up under here because it's going to be covered by the picture. Although I do think I have quite enough splatters over there. I think I will do this one again in this gray. This was the iced spruce, I believe. Yeah, iced spruce. It's like a greenish gray. And then I think I need a little yellow right here. And I want it to be a very subtle one. I don't need a whole lot. I think I'll do this one in the gold yellow color. Okay guys, so I wish I would have maybe used a little bit of mixed media under here and I didn't. So I'm going to come in with these ink colors that I already used and I'm going to try something. And I don't want to mess everything up to do this. So we will see what happens. I'm putting a little ink on my little mixing acrylic piece. I'm gonna spray some water in it so it's wet. And then I'm just gonna dab it. This was the ice spruce. So I'm gonna dab it. And also know that this ink is activated by water, this Distress Oxide. So when I'm dabbing it on my stamped images, it also might pick up some of the color off of them. So I kind of want to be careful not to go too crazy here and not to like brush around and move around. Like I'm barely tapping it on there and being done. But I think that that little color under it is kind of looking nice to me. Okay. So that is that color. And I'm gonna go ahead and do this for all of the colors. I'm gonna use Stormy Sky next because I don't feel like I need to rinse my brush off between the gray and, or the iced spruce and the Stormy Sky. But then I will rinse my brush off when I add in the yellow and the red. Okay, I'm seriously being very careful with this one because I feel like it's a lot more noticeable if I mess this bright red up. Oh, that looks good though. Okay, I'm liking it, I'm liking it. Okay, I'm gonna get the yellow next. And the wild honey. The yellow is a little too yellow for me. I don't want to mess this up really bad, but it's just a little bright for me. So I'm adding a little bit of red in there just to tone it down. I felt like it wasn't matching the rest, but now I feel like it does. So much better toned down. Okay, I'm gonna go wash this up and I will be right back. And then I think I wanna take my mists that came in the kits this month and just put a couple splatters. So I'll just shake them up really well and I'll splatter the gray kind of where the gray and the blue is, and I'll scatter the spray the orange kind of where the red and yellow are. I've got lots and lots of mixed media going on, and while it's drying, I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this because I know that this is going to sit right at the bottom. Okay, I don't want to adhere my picture yet because it's still really wet mixed media up there. And I want it to dry really well because I want to stamp some of these on there too. So I am going to have to step away and be patient while all of this dries. So I will be right back. Things are drying, coming along. It might still be a tad bit wet, which I need to be careful before I stamp my title that it's all the way dry. But for right now, I'm just gonna start putting stuff down. So I'm just going to adhere my picture there. And I cut this from the sticker sheet, this Darling, and this is from the chipboard pack, so it can say Darling Boy. And I kind of want to write a title that says, "This is my handsome guy," or something like that. Yeah, this is my handsome little guy. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do over here in this area. So I'm gonna try, because I think I'm just gonna stamp it right to the back of the page. Oops, see, I've still got a couple drops that are damp over there. But I just want to make sure I'm stamping it in a good spot that's not covering up anything, or it's not going to get covered up by anything, I should say. Like, so I just have to make sure that I have all my embellishments and tabs and labels and everything placed out before I start stamping that title. And I have to make sure that this is super, super dry before I start stamping that title. I'm not really paying attention to what I'm saying. So I love this so much. I don't really love this so much. I love him so much. That one might not make as much sense It said it said I love you so much. I think I could like it a little bit better. And I'm just layering up things. Maybe I don't want that one. No, I kind of like the blue one better. I always really like just layering and sticking little tabs and little labels in things. I'm not going to use this one right now, but I'm going to see if there are any more little pieces in here that I need to use. Okay, I didn't find anything that was just screaming for me to use it. So I'm gonna get all these pieces adhered down first, and then I will come back on camera to stamp my title, because I want to do that on camera so you can watch me use these little title building stamps. I'm gonna throw a couple stars on here because I have them. So I'm just gonna put a couple on there. Okay, so I got a couple of those stars. Now it's time for my title. And I want to put it right here, but I need to test it out on scratch paper first, guys, because I don't want to mess it up. So I am going to pull out, this is my handsome little boy. Or I'm just going to put my handsome little boy, not this is. So handsome little, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I will put this as my handsome little boy. Let's see how I get them together. And then I can decide which ones I want to use. Little. Now I need to decide how I want this lined up. I think I will almost like stack it on top of itself, each word, and see how that looks. And I don't have to put this is my, when I'm really doing it, I'm just gonna put it on here anyway though. And then once I do this once, then I'll know, okay, I like it lined up like this, or if a word needs to scooch another way, I'll be able to tell from this little thing. Okay, I think I'm gonna like it just like that. Now my question is, do I wanna stamp it over this paper and the mixed media so it's really close to this picture? Let's pretend here. Or should it go? I don't want it at an angle like that, so I know I need it straight. I do think that it needs to go over the paper, this layer of paper and this. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead here and get out a piece of fun foam, which is just, you know, foam, and put it underneath my, where I'm stamping, so I don't mess that up. I'm gonna keep this out here so I don't forget about it, and I'm just gonna do it and hope I don't mess up my layout. If you guys are scared to stamp straight on your layout, because, you know, that can be a little nerve-wracking, I would not do this technique like this. I would maybe stamp and fussy cut it, or stamp on a piece of paper like I did here and cut the piece of paper out and just put the piece of paper on your layout, because I know stamping directly on a completed layout, especially one that we made with all kinds of mixed media on it, might be a little stressful. But I am just gonna do it. So I will be back in a minute when I get this all stamped out, so you guys don't have to watch me stamp it again. You already saw how I did it the first time. So I will be right back. Okay guys, I did it. And do you see when it goes from the paper to the background, sometimes it gives a little white void? That bothers me a little. I'm taking a black pen and just filling in that little void. It might not even bother you. You might not even notice it, so you don't have to do this part. It looks good. So that's my little title there. Okay, and since I already do know the date of this picture, and this thing right here says the word date, I'm going to grab a date stamp right here. I think my ink is out and everything. This is 5/12/23, and I'm just gonna go ahead and stamp the date in here. Okay. I think it still looks a little plain. So I'm just gonna come here and kind of put 3 lines, like a little border around the white, which I often do. I'm not doing the scribbles today though, just 3 lines. And I think this will help finish it off nicely. Okay guys, so if you were inspired by this layout, whether it was to recreate this layout, I'm gonna use eucalyptus leaf nouveau drops while I'm talking. Whether it was to recreate this layout exactly how I did today, or maybe you were inspired to just pull out your kit and work with it and create any layout, or maybe you're just pulling, maybe you were inspired to pull something from your stash and just scrapbook and using this like inspiration. We would love to see it on our Not Just for Boys Kit Club community Facebook group, and I will link that in the description. And if you enjoy my process videos, you might want to follow along on subscribe to our YouTube channel, as I try to post about 8 process videos a month using our current month's kit here at Not Just for Boys. And if you love our kits, you may want to well, this is silly. This says date and this says date. You may want to subscribe to our kits, and you will automatically get one in the month, one every single month in the mail. All of the information about that and link to that will also be in the description of this video. But I think this is going to wrap it up. You know what? I need a couple more nouveau drops over here. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be back in a couple of days with another video. Okay? I'll have a great day, guys. Bye.